And we're live for the Hoodie Gang's inaugural live stream. Hey, everybody who's watching. Hopefully that's you, Bentley. Drop us a message and let us know that that's you. We didn't really promote this, just for everybody who's going to join late and watch this afterwards. We're new to the tech, so Cher and I decided we'd do a live stream, a proper live stream, and do a test stream and see just how the tech works, because there's lots of little buttons and gizmos, and the last thing you want to do is go online and try and share something, and well, it's disproportionate to the size of the audience. The more people you see, the more tech issues you have. So hey everybody, welcome. My name is Kenneth, also known as the Hoodie Guy. Shira is my hoodie gal, and together we're part of the Hoodie Gang. And our mission in life is to help visionaries, business owners, and founders build their influence on LinkedIn effectively. Last week, we ran a content creation 30 minutes. Today, we're going to do a commenting 30 minutes. Next week, we're going to do a networking 30 minutes. And when I say 30 minutes, I mean literally we do 10 minutes of a PowerPoint, some slides, really just to get the concept of what we're trying to get across, which is really mastering the art of commenting. It's an extremely powerful tool. I'm going to show you some of my stats. I'm just checking on my screen that they are there, of how effective commenting is without posting content. I've grown my followers in the last week by almost 150 followers without posting a single post, and just doing what I'm going to do. I'm also going to show you why. I'm going to share a hack with you. If you've seen it, it's on YouTube. If you haven't seen it, I really strongly recommend you get in there and check it out. So let's see what the next slide says. Okay, so this is leg 2 of 4 to the perfect LinkedIn strategy. And what I want you to take away from this today is why commenting is so important. How to comment quickly, because a lot of people say it's a zero-sum game. I don't know, commenting is hard work. Where to find fish in holes. It's like shooting fish in a barrel, excuse the pun, but I will show you what they are and how they work and why they are so effective if you use the hack I've given you. Comment with purpose, and you're going to walk away with an action plan of what to do, because it is extremely daunting for people when they start the whole commenting. So it's really simple. Connections and conversations and occasionally content will give you LinkedIn success. Okay. So when we start the process, I want you to think about, if you went to a networking event, you got this really amazing profile. So you've got this amazing suit, you dressed to the nines, you've gone to London, you've gone to one of the best hotels, let's say Raffles, there's a major networking event, there's 2,000 people in that networking event, you arrive, and then you go stand in a corner and you hope that somebody's going to talk to you. That's exactly what people do on LinkedIn. They post content, but they don't engage with anybody else in the room. And then they look at their content and they go, but my content's not working. Well, your content is not working because you are not having conversations. Whereas I could be dressed okay and have a reasonable profile, and I could walk into a room and start shaking hands with people, and occasionally people will slap my hand away because, people do that on LinkedIn. And that's my, sorry, let me just throw that in. If you don't want to network with people, go to your security settings and make your profile only visible to first connections. That way, random strangers won't pitch slap you and try and connect with you. So moving on, I walk in and I say, hi, hey, Shira, how you doing? Generally, Shira would respond other than with a smile. So
I'd say hi.
So she said hi, muted, but that's the point. I'm having a conversation with Shira. And a lot of people, when they're on LinkedIn, they forget that the person on the other side of that comment is, very importantly, a person. So when I walk into a room and I go, hey, Shira, your dress looks lovely today, I start the conversation with a compliment. And then I lead on and say, wow, did you check the fireworks last night? They were amazing. I've now left the conversation open so that Shira can reply. As you can see from my notes there, I haven't just typed in the word great post. Seriously, what's the point? What do you think, Shira? Unmute yourself. Share the world.
Well, if you say great post, there's no conversation. You can't talk from there.
No, you can't. Sorry, I'm just telling some other people. Page is alive. Cool. So there we go. Lovely having these new tech things, and got people asking how do they get in. Well, hopefully Gerard will join us shortly. So commenting. If you can't post, but you can say hello, and you can respond to their conversation, you can actually build a relationship by consistently showing up. And in my language and the people I know, we call this stalking, but it's not actually stalking. We're just making sure we're getting seen.
It kind of is stalking.
It kind of is stalking. Okay, it is kind of stalking. You want to be that face that when your prospect walks out the building, you're there having coffee in their coffee shop. You want to be in the pub when your prospect walks into the pub, talking to the same people your prospect's talking. It creates familiarity, and it helps them see you regularly. And when they see you regularly, then they're inclined to want to do business with you. They're inclined to want to have a conversation with you. They're inclined to want to do all of those things. So that is why, sorry, I'm just dropping another link. And as you know, there we go. Thank you, sorted that problem out. If you go to the events page and you just click on the event and join it live, it's amazing. You can actually join the event live. That's so cool. But they didn't put the event in my profile banner. So one of the things LinkedIn promised is that if you go live on LinkedIn, your banner would start showing the LinkedIn Live. Right. So carrying on from where we were.
Sorry, Ken, before you do,
yes.
If I look at the comment section, it's kind of like going to the golf club.
Okay.
You have conversation playing golf. It's not necessarily just business, but you're going to have conversation.
I have to interject. Very true. This is one of the things I learned on the golf course. The one thing you don't do while you're playing a back nine is talk about business. When you're in the clubhouse having beers, discussing who had the longest day, that's when you talk business. And that's the same on LinkedIn. It's exactly the same on LinkedIn. You show up, you share comments, you read people's content, you have a conversation. And I'm going to show you something a little bit later. A lot of people miss the fact that there are other people in the room. So the next extreme down from me standing against the wall with my perfect suit is me standing in the room with my perfect suit, only talking to the host, refusing to acknowledge anybody else. So commenting builds that authenticity, that relationship. And I said it, I'm going to keep saying it, because it doesn't matter how many times I say it, people still forget. The person left the comment is also a person. That's it's just like, really? Seriously? Do you think, okay, I take it back. The person who left the comment is not always a person. Yes, I know somebody's going out there. AI, you can see an AI comment. I don't engage, I don't like. And quite frankly, if it's an AI comment, I block the profile because I want to build relationships with real people. So when you start commenting, there is a man on LinkedIn who goes by the name Jasmine Alec. He is the master commenter. He will do 7 hours of commenting in a day, every day. To be fair, he does suffer from insomnia, so he doesn't have a problem staying up until 2 o'clock in the morning. But there are quicker ways to leave comments. This is his style for leaving a comment. And it's actually very clever and very simple. Always do a summary line. So when you read the post, do a summary line. And then add 3 explanations of your thoughts. You can have contrasting ideas, or if you've got a good sense of humor. Now remember, context. I'm South African, and I've been to, how shall we say, 1 or 2 American presentations where I was referring to stuff that I drive in South Africa, and we have things called taxis. They're mini buses, but they are taxis, and they drive around all day blowing their hooter. Now in South Africa, that is quite common. In America, when that happens, everybody looks at you very funny, as they did in Charlotte. And I was like, oh. In the US, that's a horn. So make sure that when you're leaving a comment that's a joke, it's relevant and contextual to the audience, okay? But it's nice. It helps to build the relationship. I've built up friends in the Philippines, everywhere around the world, because I've started having conversations with them. We talk about a braai in South Africa. In America, you talk about a barbecue. We love meat. Well, as a South African, I love meat, so I'll just own that myself. But we love to put a steak on a fire. And that's the whole thing is, too many people approach LinkedIn with the view that it's a sales tool, and they've forgotten that when they go to that networking event dressed to the nines in their suit, they're not going to walk up to a random stranger and say, hey, this is my product. It's 35 pounds. Would you like to buy it? It's $27. Would you like to buy my life insurance? The person will walk away, and that person will probably never get invited to that event. And the reason commenting is so far more powerful than posting is you can post once a day. You're going to spend 2 or 3 hours writing your post. If you've got your content down pat, cool. If you've hired us, we can do it for you. That's awesome. But what happens if you have to choose? You have 15 minutes. One comment, 20 comments or one post. I can tell you that the majority of the people are going to get engaged with you on the back of the comments. So every time you leave a comment, somebody's going to look at sorry, I'm chuckling. Bentley, you're right. I know those. We have a sign. I don't know if anybody's ever seen it, but let's see if I can get it in the camera. So this is a bull's horns, and we do that. And yeah. So the point being, you don't want to get pitched. But if you have a conversation and I say, hey, Bentley, how you doing? How's things going in Ontario? Can you get out of the snow? He's going to be like, oh, let's have a conversation. And then I go, Bentley, I noticed you don't post frequently. What I did really notice is you don't comment frequently. Hey, let's have a conversation. I might have a hack for you. And that's how you have a meeting. No cold calling, no pitching, no pitch slapping. But the thing is, I've got to have a conversation with Bentley. Sorry, Bentley, I'm picking on you. But I've got to show up. I've got to look at his content. I've got to leave a comment. I've got to get into his neck of the woods. And that's what commenting does. Now, one caveat, we work on the assumption that your LinkedIn profile is complete, meaning you have a photograph, meaning you have a banner, meaning you actually have a profile that says, subscribe to my newsletter and let's have
also like a nice photo and smiling.
Thank you. A nice photo, not a photo
and looking into your LinkedIn profile.
Right. So when you look at my profile, which I'm going to bring out onto the screen quickly, and this is the voice hack I'm going to talk. But when I bring my profile on, what Cher is talking about is looking into the screen is very important, because if you're looking out of the screen, people are going to like, okay, it's basic marketing. So when we do commenting, I get through long, good conversational comments. I'm doing about 20 or 30 in 10 minutes. And why? Because I use my phone. I open up my phone. I open up the profile. I go to the commenting. I type the little mic at the bottom. And when I click on that mic, I can speak. Most of the time, the voice to text works like a dream. Occasionally, my comment looks a little bit, but I am learning Spanish. So occasionally I have the wrong alphabet on, and then it does come out wrong. But that gets me through comments a lot quicker. But the other thing that it gives me, which makes my life a lot easier, is I feel like I'm talking to you. I feel like I'm going to Gerard and I'm saying, hey, Gerard, how's the day been? How's your bio business doing? That's what I'm saying. Trying to type that out is hard work. So let's use...
Then we go into, I find when we do type, we tend to go into email mode.
Yes.
Instead of conversation.
Correct. And nobody loves a email.
Kind of God.
we don't want to do that. So, right. Now let's jump into my LinkedIn profile. And I mentioned something about fishing holes. So if you have any questions, guys, please drop them in the chat. Shira will answer them for you. And we're going to share my screen, and we go to entire screen, and we choose the screen that we want to share, and we share the screen. Right, everybody, I can see the screen. If you can see the screen, just drop me a thumbs up so I know you can see the screen. Fantastic. So on the left is my profile. You'll notice my photo of me in my orange hoodie. I am facing with my soldiers into the profile. If you look at the other slider images, you will see they are facing into the profile to drive people's attention to the middle of the profile. So as we go down, I wanted to show you this. 7,700 post impressions, which is not fantastic. It's okay. I'll take it. But I haven't posted in a week. And yet I'm still getting these impressions. On Monday, I was at 11,700 followers. The only thing I've done this week has been to comment on other people's posts. And I've generated more followers and more views than writing a post. So in my head, that's illogical to spend 5 days writing posts. In my head, it's logical to write one post in the middle of the week and then spend 4 days leaving comments on other people's posts. And if you don't know where to go, here's a list of some people that you can talk to. So if you're into sales, Christian is really good. I did that. Hey? Yeah, there we go. If your target market is CEOs, Eric is amazing. And if we go into Eric, we do that. So if I scroll down, Eric is part of my fishing hole is Eric talks to CEOs. Part of my ideal client is business owners, visionaries, and founders. So if I want to get hold of them, I need to go where they hang out. I need to go where other people have taken the time to create content. And and in all fairness, I don't have 900,000 followers. And it's going to take me a while to get to 900,000. But Eric, on the other hand, does. So if I scroll down, Eric does a post. It's amazing. If I click on show all posts, I go, okay, there we go. There's his post. That's cool. I read it, regret, start before you're ready, focus on progression. Okay, cool. So I can jump into this and I can go, it's better to start than dream. Okay. So that's how I do it slowly. If you go to the YouTube channel, I'm sure Shira will share that with you, you will see what I'm doing right now. And basically what I'm doing right now is I'm opening my LinkedIn app. I'm going to Eric's profile. Bear with me. And I'm going to go to that post today. And this is the thing that saves me a ton of time. We will refresh the screen. Okay. Justin. We all know who Justin Welsh is. So now I can reply. It's amazing how many people wait till the very end and then look back and go, oh, if only I just pulled the trigger. And I've just added a comment in seconds to Justin's comment. And now if I go a little bit further down, I'm looking for Charlie. Nobody's replied to Charlie. He posted 44 minutes ago. He creates thought leaders. Right, next comment. So true. It's amazing how many people time travel or time shift, living in the past, living in the future, but forgetting about the present, because the present is the only way and place you can actually take action. Okay, so I've now made those posts, or those comments, and I'm refreshing my screen, and there is me. I'm liking my comment because I believe in myself and it's a vote for me. It's what I was always told. Then over here, there's my comment. I might have commented on the wrong thing. Right, there'll probably be another one. So, yeah?
A little bit higher. There you were.
So look at the size of my comment. Size matters, especially when you're having a conversation. You're leaving insightful conversations that people can jump in and reply to. Now, the thing is, Eric has decided to host a networking event, and he's got 275 people at the event. I can now do what 99% of people have done, and I'm going to show you this. And I can just go and say, hey, Eric, great post. And great advice. Really, very informative. Okay. How do you start a conversation when you look at somebody and go, very informative? It's the same as somebody going, thumbs up. Okay. As I go down, these are all people that nobody's spoken to. So if you look at their titles, do they fit your ICP? If I speak to 10 or 15 people, yeah, the net effect of what I do is shown, yeah. The other place it's shown, which a lot of people overlook, is on my newsletter. So I've got my subscribers, and these are all people who've grown up on my list. So the whole point of what I'm getting to is the more you talk to people, the more people will talk to you. The more you expect people to respond with doing nothing, the less likelihood you have of your conversation growing, less likelihood you have of building your network, the less likelihood you have of starting a conversation. And that's kind of the problem. LinkedIn is networking. LinkedIn is all about conversations. If you don't start a conversation, you're going to have a problem. Christian, yeah, he's in sales. Okay. He talks all about one of my favorite topics, cold calling. It's the biggest fear most people have on this planet. I'm happy to be corrected on that, but if I told you to pick up a phone and phone a random stranger today, I think there's many, 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 many things, the list is long, that you would rather do than pick up the phone. But if I said to you, go and look at Christian's profile and say, hi, Christian, how you doing? And then leave a comment. Yeah. And every person, there we go. You can see me. I had fun. There's some replies. Christian replied, I had a conversation with him. I've never met Christian. I have no idea who he is. Well, I have no idea who he is, but I can now talk to him. You also noticed I used an animated GIF. Why? There's two things that people also overlook on their profiles. My color scheme is designed to make me stand out in a sea of sameness when you get down to 300 comments. Let's just load all the comments. So as you're scrolling down, you'll see people don't have anything that pops, nothing that jumps out at you. The other thing that grabs people's attention, especially if you're late to the party, is an animated GIF. So I literally got 2 people who liked it, and I got 4 engagements on my comment. And that's where things get exciting, because now people see Christian is talking back to me. Bentley, I feel your pain. I agree completely. I would stand on a stage globally. Hell, I would stand on a stage and speak to a TV camera before I would pick up the phone. The problem that we're all facing is, as businesses trying to grow, the quickest way to grow is through effective outreach. And cold calling is terrifying. AI emails, well, the post speaks volumes. You are one of a gazillion people. Cold calling, sure, but there's a nice little space in between. And that space in between is the space where you find effective outreach, effective commenting. One of the great secrets on LinkedIn is, if I wanted to tag Christian, okay, and I'm going to say, let's go for Christian because we're on his screen. He has a business called the Quota League. If I go to the company page, there it is. I go to posts. Right. Bad idea. He doesn't do anything. Let's go try Eric. See if he does something on his company page. Right, let's go there. Okay, right. So there's a post. Now I want to talk to Eric. Now imagine how many marketing people have created this B2B marketing content. And when they've gotten to create this B2B marketing content, what they've done is hoped that somebody would leave a comment. If I go in here and I like that, that's fantastic. They get really excited. There's only 5 comments. So Eric is open season because if I jump in here, notice nobody's tagged Eric. Okay. Eric has left his own. So if I jump in here and I go at Eric, the whole name, Kenneth. There we go. And I haven't had time to digest that, but I read that and I can obviously give a better comment once I've read it in more detail. But, and because I can't spell, this is why I speak it. And there it is. I can go smiley face in the wrong place. Nope. Now you can see why I like to do voice to text. It's a shit comment, I know. Please don't hold that against me. It's one of those things I'm trying to demonstrate so you guys can see. But what happens is the company is going to go, ooh, Eric left a comment. Somebody left a comment calling you out, Eric. And then he'll respond to me. And then he'll look at my profile because he'll be like, who's this Kenneth, the hoodie guy? And sadly, very few people, and I mean very few people, by a view of the fact that there's very few comments on their company page posts. Let's go.
What I like to say when we had a meeting with our team is give that other person a dopamine hit. As much as you like to get comments on your stuff, the person that you're trying to connect with, they also like to see that they've got impressions, that they've got likes, that they've got engagement, that people commented, that there's a conversation happening. I mean, if that happened under one of your posts, you would feel pretty cool about it. So do that for someone as well.
Yes, because the law of reciprocity is universal. The thing is, we're all expecting the love. Very few of us are prepared to give the love. So if you're the first one to give the love, you will be second, third, and fourth in receiving it over and over and over, which is a nice way to build up a network, a nice way to build up a community. So we've got 2 minutes left on our stream. I'm hoping the tech worked. Thank you, Bentley, for the zoom in. I hope that made a difference. If there are no other questions, or if there are questions, let me not end on a negative note. Let me end on a positive note. Any other questions around the fishing hole or anything like that? Oh, and the question that everybody asks, can I get a copy of the recording? The short answer is it's on YouTube. The even shorter answer is no. If you want a copy of the recording, book a call with myself or Shira and we'll discuss it with you. Because seriously, how many of you have downloaded a pitch deck and never looked at it? How many of you have downloaded a video and gone, oh, that's a cool idea, and it sits in the same folder as ebooks with less than a 3% read rate? So short answer is no. Yes, please feel free. Book a call. We're happy to jump on a 30-minute call, either myself or Shira. You'll find our Calendly links on our profile. That's it. Thank you very much. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate you taking the time to sit through and learn how to go to a fishing hole and catch people as fish as opposed to trout. Thank you. Have a good day.